And there's a lovely organ. There's some great organ in this, like rock organ there. There's going to be some cathedral organs soon. Wow. Just crazy harmonies. I mean, these guys are like the Beach Boys. Who would have thought? You know, Beach Boys meets jazz, rock, classical music, blended together. This is what you get. Pop, everything. Now we get... So, this is another cool part. Now, Rick Wakeman has to add to this as well. Listen to what he puts in there. Now, what is that? That's, of course... It's not totally the whole part, but he's borrowing from that... Da, 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 da. And it's sort of like, you know, it has a cohesiveness, and that's part of the compositional cohesiveness of the song. Now that is different. Where does that come from? Oh no, it is part. It's a continuation of that. Okay, that's what that's from. So now, whereas before it sounded like the whole song was basically D minor, F. Now, the song completely changes. What are we at here? 8.5 minutes. Now, for a lot of people, 1972, remember, long songs, the whole album side, is a pretty new thing. It's pretty radical. So by 8 minutes, you could take a washroom break. Maybe that's what you need to do. And come back. Because Close to the Edge is not over. It's just the intermission. This is the intermission. It's just floating, and you can just see those 1970s TV graphics of blobs floating around on the screen. And structureless. It's like jellyfish. You know, whoop, whoop, whoop. But this is part of the magic of it. It's still an integral part. I'm just joking about intermission. If you look at the artwork of the album, even the album cover, I love the cover myself. I think the simplicity of it and the color is great. I love green. It's one of my favorite colors. So it just complements perfectly Roger Dean's art, its texture, and it's also very interesting how some drip drops happening. Sort of like you're in a cave, you know? Still some sitar going, just ever so slightly. That was some feedback. That was definitely some feedback. I wonder what I'd love to see how they approached this, how they actually recorded this back in the early 70s. Now, is there a chord going on there? So I pick out this. Now you're going to hear now the chords coming up. There it is. Creating a tempo, of course. I mean, the song has been pretty energetic up to now. So really, this little reprieve is welcome. And now we have... So they're minor chords, right? It's all minor. Minor, 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 minor. And it has a kind of a sadness to it. It has a kind of sadness to it, doesn't it? Oop, kind of slow. But it's so nice because it is sounding sad, but then there's this vocal message, I get up, I get down, I get up, I get down. So there is this upward moving idea. So nice and dreamy, really enjoying the vocals, the harmonies. You know, that's such a tender vocal there from John Anderson, and I just realized you don't often hear him doing tender vocals like that. Listen how soft he's singing. It's very off the cuff almost sounding. Beautiful. Here's where it gets really impossible to untangle what they're all singing, because there's so much back harmonies going on here. It's like everyone's going at a different time. There's no one. There's no. It sounds very random almost, but it sounds perfect. And then right there, what the heck? I couldn't figure out exactly the notes they were all topping with. But anyways, you go right to the organ section, which is. I want to show you this organ section a bit. There you go. So it's a major, E major, which is this whole section has been, you know, starting out with that. And then it's this. Isn't this so classical? That one. And then A minor, but still the open E still ringing. Hear it. And then just an open E there, major. And then, what is that? Oh yeah, this chord. And then coming after that is a weird chord. Yeah. See, it's a slightly dissonant chord. And then back to the A minor. And then it's going to move to a B. B major. And what does that remind you of? To me it does. So, yeah, there's lots of borrowing going on here from the guitar to the keyboards, or the organ. There you go. And it goes right back to it. Now notice he's playing that on the cathedral organ now, whereas before he was playing it on kind of just a regular one of his, his keyboards and his rig. And of course there's some dripping water there. You got that cave feeling going on there, or else maybe somebody spilled the beer and it's dripping on Bill Bruford's head or something. If that doesn't send shivers up your spine, if you haven't had the experience to go to a cathedral, I was in Germany and went to a cathedral concert there, and it just blew my mind. They have stereo. This is like middle what do you call it? The Middle Ages, but they still had stereo, left and right. In fact, it's a surround sound. Well, they call it 0.50, I guess, today. They had organ pipes all over the church. So everything old is new again, right? Stephen Wilson mix, Middle Ages. Now here, yeah, we're on B. Now we get this mix. We get this modern mix of analog keyboards mixing in with the old organ church stuff. Now, there we go. Now I'm sure many a keyboardist who wasn't a keyboardist yet heard this and decided, I want to learn how to play keyboards. Yeah. I haven't figured that one out there, but that's such a cool... I love what he does there. Now this is so crazy. So there's something very alien about that. It's not a normal harmony by any stretch. Also, listen to the bass. I don't know if Chris Carr has a couple tracks of bass going there. He's got some wah-wah. You can hear a normal sort of bass. But there's also this weird kind of... It's like there's a low conversation going on, like... Yeah, it must be some kind of a effect on the bass. Some kind of... And that's so effective there when he goes... I don't know, what's the word for that? Is there a word for... And also really cool there is Bill Bruford's drumming. Also, I just love how his kick drums, his entire drum kit sounds wonderful. What's next? Obviously, they're bringing it down. That last chord is an F, so we're back to the F. Now what are we going to do? Oh, we're down to the A. So this is where the song all started. See Steve Howe's still doing this? Now we've got this fantastic solo by Rick Wakeman, which reminds me of the Roundabout solo for some reason. Just a fantastic organ sound, and in the same way a cello, you know, when you play it with a bow and it's got the resin on it and it's really grinding kind of into the strings, like it has a really raspiness to it. It's amazing this organ has such a substantial kind of raspy to it. And it's so staccato-y too. Bum, 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 which actually reminds me of Fool. Is it Fool on the Hill? There's a Beatles song that just reminded me of. So now we're back, sort of like back to... Did I use this metaphor before? It's sort of like if you're driving on a main road and you go down a side road, eventually you have to come back to the main road and get back to continue going forwards. We're onto the main road of the song. Just fantastic showcase of everyone's talents. Anyways, goes on and on. See, this is all new, familiar territory. Although you do have now the keyboard going. Now this part's new. That was new. That wasn't in the earlier part of that song. And then Anderson going, ah, ah. See that sort of panning going on? Very modern to me, that effect, what Rick Wakeman is doing. Dun, 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 dun. So now we're on a B. So this is a new key, I think. Or no, that's not even a B, that's a B flat. There we go. So that's what our key is. So earlier on the song, you heard this part that's from a G major. So now we're up here. Is that right? No. So here we are. So that is 1, 2, 3, 3 semitones up. So it's a new key. They've decided the song needs a new key, and they've transitioned seamlessly to it. And I think there's mellotron going on. Is it just me? I just feel like there's a mellotron, maybe a choral going on in the background. They're really trying to reach a pinnacle here. And it works perfectly too. Now, there is no harmonic for C that I know of. How did Steve Howe do that? Oh, and this is the other thing too. This section here is very high. I remember reading this very recently, that when they play it live, they don't play the whole song in this key. They'll drop it because when they get to this section, it was too high for John to sing every night. Now that you're... Wow. But John is singing way up here. What is that? C. C. Then he goes to high D. Mind you, he's got a naturally huge range in the upper regions, that is. Actually, it was a little bit different. Early on, Rick Wakeman had this. Now it's, which is a natural progression from this, which is a kind of a way of the universe telling you that you're on track. You did it right. Everything about it is this a perfect marriage of all the sounds. The drums sound so beautiful as part of the music. The way they're tuned, I don't know. The way he plays them. So we return to the little tingly sounds. Sort of, they sound like chirps of birds, really. Maybe it's backwards. You hear that? I think that may be a reverse version. The tape was reversed of something from the beginning of the song. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. You know, it has this sort of telltale signatures of backward stuff. And now you hear also, it may be a B flat sus, this sort of an ambient chord going on there. It almost sounds like a guitar harmonics, but I can't do harmonics. So like, sort of that kind of a chord in the background there. Anyways, that's the end of the song. Thanks for watching all the way to the end, or maybe you just fast forward, I don't know. But anyways, leave me some suggestions, other songs to do this kind of video to. Really enjoyed this. I look forward to hearing your comments, reading your comments, and as you know, I always read all the comments. So, spiraling out, it's Dean. Talk to you later.